Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over some knee-jerk reactions for Game Week 9. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below, leave a comment, how did you get on in Game Week 8, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, before we get into the knee-jerk reactions for Game Week 9, just going to do a quick recap of how I got on in Game Week 8. And to say I didn't activate my wild card, I had a really good week. I had a Game Week rank of 709,000. I did finish on 70 points, but I did take a hit this week, so 66, which is not bad at all, because a lot of people that didn't wildcard had around like 50 points this week. So to say that I didn't wildcard 70 points or 66 points, I will 100% take. So the big obviously turning points for this week for me was my captaincy, the double city defense, and then also Reed as well getting me 10 points. But either way, Edison got me 6. I brought in Target for Trent this week. He only got me 2 points. I mean, a lot of people brought in double Newcastle players for the wild card for obviously the Bournemouth game. So that's the only reason I kind of brought in Target as well. And I wanted to bring in like a wing back instead of like Shah or something, because I feel like taking a hit for a centre back just isn't that good. And I thought that Target could potentially have hauled in that game. But yeah, obviously only came out with 2 points, which was really annoying. Cancelo picking up 9 points as well, 3 bonus to say that he didn't obviously get an assist or a goal or anything, just created that many chances. And then Trippier as well, could have been a massive haul for Trippier, could have obviously scored that free kick where he hit the post, could have got the clean sheet, and then the assist as well, could have came off with a lot of points. But either way, finished on 5. So that was the back line. I mean, Harrison Reed getting me 10 points. I mean, miracles can happen. I cannot believe he scored and got 3 bonus in that game. He hasn't scored a goal for Fulham in like the 4 years that he's been there or something like that. And then, of course, scores against Forest. But yeah, came out with 10 points. Honestly, ridiculous. Cannot believe it. Definitely saved my game week 100%. He's out my team now because I've wildcarded, but either way, went out with a bang. And then Pereira get me 1 point. Bowen getting me 2 points as well. Really annoying. He could have definitely had a haul in that game. He had a lot of shots, created a few chances. Really unfortunate to come away with 2 points there. Martinelli getting me 3 points. Jesus getting me 6. Really annoying because he was obviously he scored and it was on 2 bonus, and then he picked up a yellow card in the 90th minute, which pushed him down to 1 bonus. So he did actually only finish on 6 points, but it could have been 8. And then Haaland getting me 6 points as well. Again, he's just inevitable. But I went with Kane captaincy this week, and yeah, got really not really lucky, because I went with Kane for the fixture. Like, he loves scoring against Leicester, and Leicester are just terrible at the moment. So I thought that it was a little bit brave going against Haaland, but I would have took a goal or something from Kane. I didn't even watch the City game because I just didn't dare. But yeah, honestly, couldn't have really gone better. I mean, Kane obviously got the goal and the assist, so really useful. So I actually benefited from captaining him over Kane, captaining over Haaland this week. And then, of course, my bench was Ward, 0 points. Dunk, James, and Diaz obviously all didn't play. My transfers this week were Trent out for Target, Salah out for Bowen, and then Steinsfield out for Kane. And so that's why I took the hit. But that's how I finished going into the international break. Game week 8, 70 points. I've activated my wild card now, which I feel really good about, because I was hoping to like only have like a 10-point drop against wildcarders this week, but I literally got like around the point, because I think most people on wildcard got around 70 to 80 points this week. I mean, honestly, going into yesterday's fixtures, I was actually on like rank 14k or something like that. And then obviously Jesus scored, so I was like, oh my god, I might actually get into the 10k here. But yeah, that's Saliba 15 pointer. I didn't realize how many people still owned him. And so, yeah, he obviously just helped out a bunch of people. But either way, finished on 70 points going into the international break. Let's take a look at the knee-jerk reactions, though, for Game Week 9. And the most brought-in player this week is Trippier. Again, I think he's probably one of the better assets to hold, to own in the game right now. Newcastle have a really nice fixture run. And yeah, he's on set pieces and stuff, and just a really useful player to have. So yeah, completely understand why a lot of people are bringing in Trippier. Saliba, this is super knee-jerky. It's just one of those situations where you've missed the boat. Like, honestly, he just got a big 15-point haul. You didn't get it, just move on. Do not bring him in. He's literally got the worst fixtures coming up that you could really want. He's got Tottenham at home, and then he's got Liverpool at home, and then he's got Leeds away, which is quite nice. But then he blanks. Obviously, it's going to be nice to have after that, because then we've got Southampton, Forest. I mean, Chelsea, you don't know what they're going to be like now under Potter. And then Wolves and West Ham. So fair play after the blank, you bring him in. But yeah, until then, like Tottenham, Liverpool, like I can see Arsenal conceding in both of those games. And then, yeah, Leeds, they might keep a clean sheet. But at the end of the day, like, probably not really worth bringing him in. Probably want to target him around game week 13. That's when you kind of want to bring your Arsenal assets back in and stuff like your Jesus, your Saliba, stuff like that. But yeah, either way, he's been brought in just because of his 15-point hold. But again, I personally wouldn't, but that's just my 2 cents. De Bruyne as well, another player. You have to be a little bit careful with City players just because they do blank in game week 12. So I wouldn't really load up on City and Arsenal players right now. Obviously, City's fixtures are really, really good after the blank as well. They've got Brighton, Leicester, Fulham, Brentford, Leeds, Everton. Like 100% bring in your City players then. You're going to captain Haaland literally every single game week here. But yeah, like that blank makes it a little bit more difficult because a lot of people are going to own Martinelli. A lot of people are going to own Cancelo. A lot of people on Wildcard are going to own De Bruyne. Obviously, everyone owns Haaland. So that's a lot of people like blanking in that game week there. So you have to be a little bit careful. I feel like a lot of people will be bringing Salah back in for De Bruyne when they blank. Which is understandable, but yeah, you just got to be a little bit cautious about that blank there in game week 12. And then Isak as well, another player that a lot of people are bringing in, seems to be on penalties now as well. However, Callum Wilson is back from injury now for game week 9 after the international break. Obviously, he's the penalty kick taker, so it really depends how Eddie Howe sets them up. Like, is he going to play 2 up front? Is he going to push Isak to the wing now and play Wilson down the middle? You don't really know. So for me, I personally, like, I'm on a wild card this week. I don't know if I'm going to bring him in because I feel like there's just not enough information about how they're going to line up with Wilson. You don't even know if they're going to be competing for that spot as well. Like, maybe they're going to compete for that that striker role, and if that is the case, you know, you don't really want Isak not playing in your team. So yeah, it's a tough one right now. Obviously got a nice 9 points at the weekend, which did benefit a lot of wildcarders. But at the same time, with Wilson being back now, you don't really know how they're going to set up. But either way, he's been brought in by over 80,000 people. And then Son as well. I mean, what a play. I'm so happy for it. Like, obviously I don't own him, but I'm so happy for him because, like, he's such a good player. Like, he's honestly one of the best players in the Premier League. And obviously didn't have the best start to the season. But for him to come on and score a hat-trick in 14 minutes and 2 of those goals being absolutely ridiculous, I'm actually really happy for him. If you brought him in this week on a wild card or a free hit, then, you know, fair play to you, because there was also the rumors that he was going to get benched and stuff. So to still go against that, bring him in. I mean, I would not have liked to have watched that game as a Sun owner until he obviously came on. But yeah, I'm so happy for the guy because he's such a sound guy as well. Like, I'm really happy that he did get a hat trick. He's back now. He's been brought in by a lot of people, understandably, because obviously he just scored the hat trick. You don't know how they're going to sell though, because obviously Richarlison and Kulusevski are still like good players as well. So I feel like Son will probably earn his spot back in the starting 11 now. But yeah, really happy for him. What a player, what a guy. But they are the most transferred in players this week. Moving on to the most transferred out players this week, Jesus is number 1 with over 100,000 people bringing him in. Picked up another yellow card as well yesterday. So he's, I think, I think he's got 4 now. I think he's 1 away from 1 match ban. So obviously, if you pick up so many yellow cards before a certain game week, then you obviously miss a game. You get a game week ban. So he might not even get played in like in one of those like games, because like Arteta's going to need him for Tottenham and Liverpool. So like I say, if he plays the Tottenham game, gets a yellow card, which most likely could happen because it's the North London derby. It's obviously a big rivalry. He then misses the Liverpool game. So yeah, Arteta's got to be a little bit careful with how he plays him. Personally, I feel like he shouldn't have played him in the Brentford game. I mean, obviously I'm glad he did because I was a Jesus owner, but at the same time, now he's picked up that yellow, he's got to be so careful, because if he picks up another yellow card, he's going to have that 1 match ban. But either way, I think now's the time to kind of offload your Arsenal players and then bring them back after the blank in game week 13. But either way, Jesus. Next up, we've got Salah as well, which I'm happy about. You know, I'm on my wild card. I want him to keep going down in price because I'm probably going to bring him back for this Brighton game. And then obviously Arsenal and City. Like, I feel like he can score in any of them games. But yeah, I mean, if his price keeps going down, I'm more than happy, more than okay with that. And I'll just bring him back in for 12.8 or 12.7, whatever he goes down to. And then Rashford, another player that obviously, understandably, you know, they've got City next. He's a little bit injured. He probably will be back after the international break. That's the good thing about it. You know, you got 2 weeks of just recovery time. So yeah, all the players that are injured now most likely will be back. But again, on the other side of the coin is, you know, players can get injured during the international break. That's why I'm really happy that I waited with my wild card, because now I just have the luxury, you know, if one of my players do get injured, I can just swap them out, no problem whatsoever. There's also that talk about like a couple of the games being postponed because of like rail strikes and stuff. Apparently that's not the case, but there have been a few rumors about that on Twitter. So definitely keep an eye on that, because that could stop a few games. That could stop like the Newcastle game, the Tottenham game. There's quite a few big games that it would stop. I think the Chelsea game as well. We'll have to see what happens though. But yeah, apparently that's just all mumbo jumbo. But either way, it's something to keep an eye on. And the next up, Trent as well, which, you know, I'm happy about. You know, I'm probably going to bring him back in. Maybe not straight away. I don't really need a defender for these fixtures. But yeah, when they obviously got like West Ham, Forest, Leeds and stuff like that, you know, I'm more than happy to bring him in. So if his price keeps dropping, you know, happy days. And then Zinchenko as well, another player that has been taken out. Again, just injured. I didn't know he was so injury prone. Like, it just always seems to be injured. Like, there's no point of having this player in your team though. We've got Tottenham and Liverpool, and then they blank in game week 12. So if you do own Zinchenko, he's 5.1 mil. There's a lot of good options around that 5-point price range. If you do want another Arsenal defender, then, you know, just downgrade him to Saliba or something like that. But again, I don't think Arsenal defenders are really a necessity right now. I reckon, like, you know, you could just, if you don't have Trippier, you just downgrade to Trippier. Oh well, you can't downgrade to him now actually because Trippier is more expensive. But either way, if you got 0.1 in the bank, then upgrade to Trippier or something like that. But either way, they are going to be the most transferred in and out players for game week 9. All the knee-jerk reactions and stuff. And that's going to be everything from me. Of course, I'm on my wild card over the international break, so I'll be making a few updates. I've already done my draft already, but again, that will most likely change quite a bit. I brought in a few players for like price rises and stuff like that, just in case. My team's all over the shop right now, but either way, I'll probably make a video going over my first draft tomorrow, and then I'll update it like every couple of days or something like that, just to kind of keep you guys updated throughout the international break. And then next week, obviously, we'll have more in-depth videos like, you know, your not knee-jerk reactions, like your team selections and stuff like that. Final thoughts. Anyway, though, big thanks to everyone that watched. If you did enjoy, drop a like down below, leave a comment. Let's try and hit 50 likes. As well as that, let me know how you got in game week 8. Did you wild card? Was it a success? Was it not? Let me know. But yeah, subscribe if you're brand new. It's everything from me. And until next time, peace.